So EA and even Wall Street are very worried about what the sales might look like for Battlefront 2. And the reason being is because it's getting a lot of backlash. Now, granted, they did fix the 40-hour time that it took to unlock Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker and all these iconic characters. They said they reduced it to 75%, or they reduced it by 75%, and, sure, whoop-de-doo, whatever. But that doesn't fix it. This is the same thing that happened with Xbox One when it first came out and it was announced. The Microsoft people said, you can't play it offline, you have to be online. It's $500, you're going to get a Kinect with it, and it's an entertainment system, not a console. So what happened? Everyone backlashed at Xbox and said, we don't want this Xbox One because it's not a gaming console. We want a gaming console, and it's $500, where the PS4 is $400. So what did Microsoft do? They fixed all that. And I think about a month or two before the console was even released, they're like, hey, we fixed it, yay. But no one bought the game console. Why? Because everyone bought PS4, because just because you say you fixed it doesn't mean we're still interested in it anymore. And I think that's what's going to happen with this Battlefront game right here. So Battlefront 2 is out for people like me who got the deluxe edition and everything. I'm playing it so you don't have to. I'm playing it so I can give you a review and tell you whether you should buy it or not. I will give out my review tomorrow. I'm almost finished with the campaign. I've been playing a lot of multiplayer. I've been playing it nonstop for the past 2 days. So I took a break to make this video, though, and tell you what's going on and why EA is so scared of sales. So they got the huge backlash off of Reddit, the most downvoted comment in Reddit in history. And so there's actually an article by CNBC, so that's kind of up there, I guess. And it says the title of it: Wall Street is getting worried. Social media outrage over EA Star Wars game may hurt sales. And so there's a Twitter picture of some guy saying he's canceling his game. It's got like 3,000 likes, 800 reposts or whatever. I don't do Twitter really. And so everyone's mad about it, and the article even talks about it. And so it's actually kind of sad because one of the analysis for these people from I can't remember the bank. What's the bank's called? It's basically the people running the thing. Bank of America Merrill Lynch investor meeting. It's where they talked about all this, and it says we see recent controversies as a potential risk for unit sales versus buy-side expectations. Although EA has conservative estimates for Battlefront live services. And so it talks about how earlier reviews have been impacted by negative sentiment around a character progression system. And they kind of go on to say that we don't really think that negative reviews will affect sales. And I really disagree. I don't think there's ever been a trend where that hasn't been true, where reviews affect sales. I've never seen anything that disagrees with that, because I do think if someone says this game's not good and you trust this person, you're probably going to go, this isn't most likely a good game. So one of the quote by the people, and it kind of annoyed me, Jeffrey's analysis, Timothy Oshia, questioned whether Star Wars game buyers will pay more like consumers of EA's popular sport titles, talking about FIFA and whatnot. And they go on to say, if Star Wars can encourage its users to spend real money on virtual goods like FIFA, the game could drive meaningful upside to F18 and 19 EPS. I don't know what that means, but whatever. But this is not a certainty. And so it's basically saying that if Star Wars, Lucasfilm, and LucasArts can say, or not LucasArts, Lucasfilm and Disney can say, hey guys, you should buy this stuff, it will affect sales and it'll make, the game revenue go up like it does in FIFA. FIFA makes a shitload of money off of microtransactions, so they're kind of banking on that, and it's already backfiring. Another big news I will say that I didn't put in the title, but I'm going to add in here. Someone's actually done the math on how long it's going to take to unlock all the content in Battlefront 2. I'm talking like all the star cards and whatnot, and it could take years, like a year or two, if that. Let me give you the math of it. Some guy put on, I think it was Reddit. It's down now, but Polygon has an entire article on it, but I'll read it for you. Basically, a quote of what the guy said who did the math. He said, there's a grand total of 324 cards. Upgrading these will require a total of 155,520 crafting parts. According to Soaring Cramper, yeah, this is the guy, he says this requires a grand total of 3,111 loot crates, which will require 4,528 hours of gameplay. And some people are saying they're underestimating it, because the reason they're underestimating it is he's not including the variable of how long it's going to take to actually upgrade these cards. Because the big problem with this game that a lot of people are having, and I'll tell you more about it in my review tomorrow, is that in order to actually move up and get certain star cards and upgrade these star cards, you can't buy them with credits. You have to unlock it via a crate. You have to spend your credits that you earn in a game on a crate, and that crate comes with 4 things or 3 things, and it can give you a star card and give you a skin, all this stuff. So they're saying it's going to take around 4,500 hours of gameplay, and that's like 180 something, 188 days if my math is correct. I just did it in my head, but I can't remember. So 188 days or 180 days, that's a lot. It also says that if you're going to spend all this money on like the crystals, which hold more value over credits, it'll cost about $2,100 to buy all the star cards and just basically get it all done. So that's a lot. that's a lot. And so this is scaring EA. Even the guy that did an interview with Angry Joe, the YouTuber, I love him. He actually said that they don't know the math behind everything. They don't know how long it's going to take themselves. So this is just proving the point that these guys really don't know what they're doing and don't know how fans feel about these things. So it might take years to unlock the star cards and all this stuff. And this is not including the free DLC that's coming out. Yes, it's free. It's not including all the stuff that's going to come out with that as well. So there's a lot of problems already with this game, and it's not even officially out for another 2 days. So they're scared shitless about sales. If you really want to prove your point to EA that you're not buying their crap anymore, this is the game to avoid. I'm not saying you should buy it or not because it's good or bad right now. I'm just saying if you're trying to send a message and you're trying to boycott these people, this is the game you want to avoid, at least for the weekend, at least for a month, a little bit. Wait for all the reviews to come out, wait for a patch or 2 to come out, and then tell me how you feel about it and whatnot, because right now they're scared, and if you send a message saying I'm not going to buy your game because of what you're doing to it, they're going to go, oh, wow, you're right. That's a beautiful thing about capitalism, is that money talks more than words. And if you do not buy these people's game, they will sit there and say, well, we need to fix something. But if we do buy it, like we did with the last game, or even any EA game, they're going to go, well, obviously you're buying it. We're making a lot of money off you. So you say you don't like it, but why are you buying it? So we're going to keep doing what we're doing. But if you don't buy this game that's coming out, Battlefront 2, and if you say, no, I'm not buying it because you're scared of sales and you know it's going to be bad, I'm going to prove your point that it is going to be bad, they're going to look at themselves and say, well, we're obviously doing something wrong here. We need to change it. That's why Call of Duty went back to World War II, and that's why Assassin's Creed took like 2 years to come out with the last one. Money talks, and they were losing money on sales. That's why they changed everything. So speak with your wallet, not your mouth, guys. So comment your thoughts below. What are your thoughts about all this? Do you think EA is making the right decision, and do you think EA is going to lose a lot of money on this Battlefront 2 game and that sales are going to be down? Comment your thoughts below. I'm Star Wars Only. Sorry this was a lengthy video. Battlefront 2 review is coming out tomorrow. I will see y'all tomorrow. May the Force be with you, always.